Hello! I'm doing a reading for you today and it's called You and Your Love Life in 6 months' Time. Let's pick a pack of cards. Which one do you fancy? Let's think. Let's have that one there. You and your lover in 6 months' time. Would you like to know how it will be? How it will be leading up to that point? I'm going to do a pick a card reading for you, comprising of 4 stacks of cards for you to choose from. These have been shuffled, all of these cards have been shuffled, but do them again quickly. And we're going to make 4 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, now then, this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you find it. You can find it today, when I do it, next year, 10 years from now, makes no difference. You'll find this reading when the spirits want you to find it, so there will be a message in here for you somewhere. Not all of this will resonate with you, but some of it will, hopefully. These are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So, which one do you like? You can use your intuition, your psychic ability, your lucky number, your address maybe, the day you got married, the day you got divorced. Which one do you fancy? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Once you pick one, we'll move on. I'll put 2, 3 and 4 up there. And we'll start with number 1. I'm going to put the timestamps below for you so you can find your reading without having to listen to all the others. Unless you want to pick more than one, of course, you can do that. Number 1, let's have a look. Your love life and you in 6 months' time. And leading up to it, of course. Let's have a look. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first. The bad stuff first, get them out of the way, and we'll do the good stuff at the end. And at the end, we do some oracle cards for each reading, and I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, 6 magic numbers that can help you with lotteries, raffles, casinos, kind of thing, that sort of thing. So I'll do the negatives first for you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and join our little family, our group of lovely people. And thank you to all of you who have subscribed, and for all of your lovely comments. So let's tell you the bad stuff first, number 1, and the good stuff and all the surprises at the end, the nice things at the end, and your lucky numbers, of course. At the moment, this reading predicts that you are going through, during the next 6 months, some kind of upheaval. So you may be moving lovers, because it's about your love life. You could be having some trouble with your lover, you may already be having, and I think what you need is a clear out, which means that the spirit world are saying to me, to say to you, that some kind of upheaval may be necessary for you to progress in your love life the way that you would like it to go. I can't be specific on absolutely, because there's a lot of you out there, of course, and it won't resonate with all of you, as I said, but I think a lot of you now are being very cautious about what you do when it comes to love and romance. You're being cautious because of past experiences. So some of you, maybe teenagers maybe, I hope you're old enough to watch this. Some of you may be more mature, and so you're wise after the events of previous romances. But upheaval is predicted, which can mean changing lovers. It can mean sorting out your lover to make him or her behave better towards you. It can mean 2 lovers and having to choose between the 2. Sometimes it means leaving one for the other. Sometimes it means very difficult choices are coming, but the choices you make during the next 6 months, number 1, will be very important and very crucial. So it's important that you make the right ones. You can have a full reading with me on the phone, by the way, to discuss that from anywhere in the world by going to my website. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'll put the details below. So expect the unexpected as far as your love life goes as the next 6 months unfold. Doesn't mean it's terrible, it means you've got some sorting out to do. You've got to put things right. I don't think they will happen if you leave it to your lover or your connection. It could be just a friend, of course. I think if you leave it like that, things will plod on and drag on and nothing will change. And I think it's time, I think you feel that it's time some little changes, nothing major. I don't think it's anything disastrous, but I think you've got to not lay the law down, but put a few rules in place about the way some of you are being treated. As I said, some of you may be deciding to change lovers, or you may have met someone new and realise that the one you were with has gone a bit stale. But it's important, of course, that you don't hurt anybody, because if you hurt somebody, you will get karma. We all get karma, which means you pay eventually. Maybe not now, maybe 10 years from now, but you will get karma. It's not negotiable. We all get it, and most witches and psychics, mediums, believe that karma, of course, is threefold, so you get it 3 times over. So now I'm picking up travel for you during this period. Some of you will be moving house. That's not a negative thing, but it can be stressful. Packing up the stuff, getting things out of the attic, that sort of thing. I think that will end up okay. 1 or 2 of you have niggling things that may need a look at by a professional. You may have backache or something. Nothing, I'm not picking anything disastrous up, but maybe a dental job needs doing. You're going to see somebody, a lot of you, to sort out maybe what could be a little niggling problem, and you must get it sorted out. Don't go by these readings of any psychic. If there's anything medical needing looking at, you must get it looked at by a medical professional. But I don't think it's a bad thing. It could be an ingrowing toenail or something like that, or a backache or a stiff neck, something like that. But you need possibly to see a professional person in a caring profession. It could of course be the vicar. It could be a healer or a natural therapist, a Reiki master or something like that. But something like that's coming through here, and it could be, number one, that you're in that line of work yourself. And of course, a lot of you that watch these readings are very psychic. That's probably why the interest is there. But your spirit guides, number one, have got some very good things for you at the end of this reading. I think you need to be aware that life is going to speed up a bit. So as you make these changes during the 6 months that are coming now, from whenever you find this reading, as you make the changes and remove the negatives and have a bit of a clear out, things will start to move more quickly. I don't think it's breakneck speed, but expect things to go more quickly than they have. I think you've had the brakes on for a while, especially when it comes to romance. Time to release the handbrake and let your love life grow into the way you want it to, not the way you're forced into or being pushed into or even bullied into, really. So some of you will know what this means. I think some of you during the coming months will be doing a bit of a mathematical calculation with your finances, not necessarily having trouble, but you may have to be careful and cautious when it comes to dealing with money and paying bills and that sort of thing. Watch out for that. 1 or 2 of you, number one, have a partner or a connection that is a bit romantic with the opposite sex. So if you've got a man that we're looking at here, he could be a bit of a womanizer for some of you. If it's a girl, of course, you may be a bit of a girl that likes to look at the men, but could be some flirting going on in the background. I don't think it'll amount to anything, but I have to tell you what's here, of course, and these are the negatives first. I think travel is coming through here twice, so there may be more travel than I first thought. It's possible that some of you may have a career that involves travel. Some of you have travel because you're going to see family overseas or just holiday. But the travel in the reading is good, so don't worry about it. It looks fantastic. There are signs, number one, that you tend sometimes to put things off. Things that you shouldn't put off get left and they just sit there and they seem to niggle you in the background, and instead of dealing with them, you allow them to annoy you. So if things need your attention, and it comes up in lots of readings, but if things need your attention, number one, try to deal with them as and when they occur, especially during the next 6 months, especially if it's about love and romance, because that's what this reading is about. Of course, I'll tell you all the other stuff as well, but it's mainly about love, romance, and being in love, and being loved, and being passionate. And that, I think, number one, is what a lot of you have got coming. Love, passion, and desire, which was the name of my last reading, by the way, coincidentally. So expect things to take off. Expect to have to do some sorting out. Maybe a bit of upset going on that you need to deal with and it will put things into perspective for you, and things will get better because of it. You have a person in your reading who travels extensively, who could be linked to your love life, but he or she could also be linked to your working life. So that could be an important character. You have the Tower here from the Major Arcana. Doesn't look very nice, does it? Looks like Babylon, or what's the Tower of Babel, is it? That's it. That card can mean upsets, turbulence, but it depends what comes with it. And as I see it now, the cards that come with it even it down a bit, so it's nothing to worry about. I think it just means changes, in your case, around your love life. Changes may have to be made, not all of you, as I said, but some of you, number one, are going to have to make changes, because I think your love life is plodding along okay, but things need to change, and I think you're going to have to be the one that does it. Let me tell you some positives. I believe that you'll receive a serious romantic offer before the end of the next 6 months, or towards the end of it. You're going to have to sort out whether you believe it or not, because it may seem too good to be true, and sometimes if something appears too good to be true, it often is, so be careful. I think if you are moving house, you have got some fantastic stuff coming. I think if you're thinking of moving house, it's not a bad thing, so don't fear it. I'm not going to say move house, because I can't be that specific, or I'll get into trouble, but if you're thinking of moving house, there's nothing here to say don't do it. In other words, it should bring you happiness, particularly if it involves more than one of you, if you've got a partner or a family or children. Some of you are single parents, I know that. But if you can move house, it appears to me that the movement will bring you something bigger, something better. If you're downsizing, then the movement will bring something smaller and better. In other words, the movement of house will bring something that's much more suitable for you than where you are now. And I think that some of you, number one, have had trouble with your neighbours. And I think that movement can alleviate that problem and get rid of it. I think it's not all of you, but one or two of you had trouble with your neighbours, I believe. And if that's the case, or it may be someone locally that you don't get on with in a local club or something, and you need to move, and you think, well, why should I move? But it may be a good idea that if you're thinking of moving, then you should do so. I believe that in 6 months' time, your love life will be, if you don't make the changes I mentioned, it'll still be as it is now. But I think you're going to make some changes, you're going to improve it, and I think you're on the right course for much more love and passion. I don't think it's Romeo and Juliet stuff. I don't think it's a knight in white shining armour either, but I think your love life should steady down and improve as you come to the end of the next 6 months period from today, from the day you found this reading. As I said, this is a timeless reading, so you can find it today or 10 years from now. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you found it today and you chose these cards, there will be meanings in here for you, number one. Trust me, there will be. And we're going to do some oracle cards now before your lucky numbers, so you may want to get a pen ready. I think anything to do with love life should improve, but to sum it up, you may need to make changes happen, okay? I hope you understand that. Let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've just told you. These cards only get shuffled once. They're once for all the 4 readings. So I'm going to do 4 of these for you. Let's get my bike. And then we'll give you some lucky numbers. This is an earth card, and what's it say? Visualization will help you to heal. See your body bathed in a glow. You see that? Nice picture there. See your body bathed in a glow. So if you can lie and relax, maybe meditate, or do what you want, self-hypnosis, anything like that, and allow your body to relax and imagine being bathed in a glow from heaven, a glow from the universe, a glow from your angels, whatever you want it to be, and feel the glow flowing over you and allow your body to heal. And this is not something saying that you're not well. It means healing the way you feel, and healing to make you feel good, to make you feel special. Because number one, you are special. Everybody's special. And you, number one, need to rebuild your self-confidence, because I think the oracle cards are telling me that you've lost confidence somewhere. I think you've been pushed around too much in your life, and I think some of you had a bit of bullying going on, maybe many years ago, but it's coming through this reading a few times. So one or two of you may have been the victim of bullying, or people being a bit naughty to you, a bit not very nice to you. Let's take a look at the next one. The next one's an air card. Do you know what a feather means? What they say it means? They say if you find a feather, of course, you've been visited by an angel. The answer is near. You just need to look a little closer to home. That's what that says. Remember I said you may have to reshuffle, may change a few things in your love life. Well, the answer is right next to you. The answer is under your nose, and you're looking everywhere except the right place. The answer is obvious. You know what it is, I think. I can see it in your eyes, number one. You know exactly what the answer is. So you just need to allow it to happen. If you're being pushed around, which is an awful thing to say, but sometimes one partner has more authority than the other, and they can be a bit of a nag. I'm not saying your partner is, but they can be. And you need to put your foot down with a firm hand, and don't be pushed around emotionally, not physically, I mean emotionally, of course. And say to somebody, if they need it, to your connection, that we need to make one or two changes. So the answer's right near, just look a little closer to home. Next one, an air card. A beautiful sunset taken from a plane, I'd imagine. Nice photograph. Keep an open mind and an open heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. So whenever you're watching this, expect a blessing in disguise. And this really does happen. This card comes out a lot. Expect a blessing in disguise. So something may come along, you think, I don't think much of this, but it could be a blessing in disguise. The message about changing things in your love life, you may not like either, but it could be a blessing in disguise. So all is not bad, number one. I think things are really looking promising if you can make the necessary changes that I think you know that you need to make. And the last oracle card before your lucky numbers, a tree with the moon hovering over it. That's got to be Photoshop, I'd imagine, but still a lovely photograph. This isn't what you want or expect to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. So it's backing up what I said. It's not what you want to hear, maybe. It's not what you expect, but it's part of the plan, and it's encouraging you to be confident, to be strong, and if you need to, only if you need to, don't do it for the sake of it, but if you need to make changes in your love life, then please do it. And you'll see that the whole thing opens up, things will go faster, and things will go faster all around your life, including at work as well, by the way. Now I'm going to give you some magic looking numbers. These numbers could be very special for you. And I've picked these out earlier for you. So you may want a pen, but you don't need a pen. You can always pause the video and go back to this or watch it again. Your lucky numbers, number one, are number 2, number 8, 26, 33, 37 and 45. Do they ring some bells? Old addresses maybe? Dates of your birth? Or maybe one of your children were born on these dates? Maybe a number you used to live at? Maybe they're your lucky numbers anyway. I'll give them you again. 2, 8, 26, 33, 37 and 45. These numbers could change your life for the better if you're lucky. And I think you've got some good stuff here. Don't gamble more than you normally do or you'll get me into trouble. But if you put those numbers on the lottery and things like that, you could find big things will happen for you. So please subscribe to my channel. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, give me a like down below. What else? Make some comments down below. If you want me to read for you privately over the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me on there. And if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the very best, so they're good. My team are the elite. What else haven't I told you? I think I've got it all here for you. Expect things to improve. Thank you so much for watching. I'll give you my motto before I go. Number one, my motto is this: think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Your love life and you in 6 months' time. Or you and your love life in 6 months' time. Let's take a look. I'm going to pick these out. As I said earlier, it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or next year, or 10 years from now. And you'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you found it today, number 2, and you chose these cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere. Not all of it will resonate. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first. Get rid of all the negatives, then we'll tell you the really good stuff at the end. So stay to the end, because all the surprises come at the end, and I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. These are magic lucky numbers that could help you dramatically. After the end of each of these 4 readings, I do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've been telling you. So let's have a look at the negatives. Number 1, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. Join our little family. We've got some fantastic people that follow this channel, and I hope you can be one of them. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could help me do that. So, number 2, this is for you. Negatives first. To me, it appears that you've been going through some sadness, or you may do during the 6 months that come. But I believe the sadness is behind you. So there may be a bit to come, but I think most of it's behind you. I think you've had some tears, maybe tears of regret, and maybe you're looking back and thinking of sad times when you should perhaps be looking forward now and putting it behind you. Easy for me to say, I know. Not easy for you to do. But try not to look back with sadness, because this reading, I promise you, has good stuff at the end, and I'll tell you them at the end. I think some of you feel trapped. You may be trapped or feel trapped in a romance, because this reading is about romance. It's called You and Your Love Life 6 months from now. I think some of you feel stuck. You may feel almost imprisoned. And sometimes this imprisonment feeling or trapped feeling is caused by your own refusal to make decisions. Some of you and some people will stay in a romance for years and years, and sometimes they shouldn't be in them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying give up your romance, you'll get me into trouble, but some of you may be considering doing that. And if you are, think about it carefully, because it's a big decision, but I think some of you are considering getting out of what seems to be an entrapped situation. It could be that you're entrapped with your work and it's spoiling your romance. It's something in this reading tells me, number 2, that you're going to need to free yourself from some chains. You're walking around with a ball and chain around you, some of you. I keep repeating, not all of you. This reading will apply to some of you. I think you're looking back and wishing you could go back, because what's happening at the moment isn't fulfilling you, but it's going to change. Wait till the end, I'll tell you. Now, there's not many negatives here. I do believe that some of you, number 2, are ignoring things that you should be dealing with. This came up with number 1 as well. It means that if things need your attention, you must deal with them. Don't put off things till tomorrow when you can do them today. Today, or soon anyway. Don't put things off, especially when it comes to love and romance. If something needs your attention, you need to do it. You may be dreading doing it. It may make you nervous. It may make you anxious. But there may be something that you need to do. And of course, this may not be yet. I'm looking 6 months here. It could be 3 months' time. But if something pops up that needs your attention, sort it out. And if you keep watching my videos, I do them every few days, so this will all be revealed. If you need a full-length reading with me on the telephone, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. You can book me on there from anywhere in the world on the telephone. If I'm not free and I'm busy, you can get, my team will help you that work for me, and I only employ the best, so they're good. But that's davidcharlespsychic.com, and if you want to put any comments on there privately to me, you can email me on there. Otherwise, comment below, please. So, I think you've got some decision making, and there's some interesting stuff here. Number 2, some of you have been a bit depressed, a bit down recently, And I keep saying that word depressed. That's not the right word, but it means you've been a bit low, a bit sad and that sort of thing. And you may need to be finding something to be cheerful about. And this reading does have it, as I keep repeating. So release yourself from something you feel stuck in. If you feel stuck in a rut, excuse me, you need to move out of it. And I can see in your eyes, number 2, you know what it is, some of you. So free yourself from anything that makes you feel stuck. You don't need it. You need to live your life and enjoy every moment of it, if you can, of course. Now then, decisions. I think some of you, well, I can't tell you any more negatives. You've got some stress issues, and I think they're affecting most of your life. Eating patterns, sleeping patterns. You may have some negative friends around you that you probably could do without mixing with if they're bringing you down, because negative people will bring you down. But if your stress levels are too high, it could be this entrapment, and it will be, I believe, linked to your romance, because this reading is about romance. It's about love, passion, and feelings, really. Now, to make things more complicated, you have to make some decisions in your love life. This comes up quite a lot in readings. It happens to all of us quite a lot. This can mean that you've got a new lover coming, number 2. Or you've met somebody else, or you're about to, excuse me. If a new lover comes along, and you're already in a romance, then you've got to make some choices. And these choices may affect the feelings of entrapment that I keep picking up. So if you feel stuck in a rut, and then a new lover comes, and you have 2 to choose from, it's going to make you even more confused. But you've got to make some decisions about your love life. You've got to choose, possibly between 2 lovers. Now, this could be a lover from your past. And as I say in so many readings, if you have a lover from the past, getting in touch, maybe on Facebook, Twitter, something like that, social media, if that's the case, then going backwards is not normally a good idea. There are exceptions sometimes. But if you're contemplating going back to a lover from the past, it's often not a good idea. Of course, if it's an ex-husband or wife and there are children involved, then that can be different. Then it may be a good idea. But the way it looks today, for me, for most of you, if a new lover comes along and he or she is brand new, that's brilliant. But if it's someone from your past, normally going backwards would require caution, because going backwards will take you to where it failed last time and it didn't work then. So it's much less likely to work now, because you've both done things since then. You both possibly have new lovers since then. You may have had new romances, and that will always be a sticking point when you're speaking to each other, pillow talk, about exes and previous lovers that you've had while the 2 of you were apart. As you can see, going backwards is often not a good idea, but there are exceptions. So you may have a new lover coming, and you may be free, but a new lover is predicted for you, number 2. If you're free, it's brilliant. If you've already got a lover, it gives you decisions that you have to make that may be difficult. But sometimes you can feel as though you're in love with somebody and you're not. It's just feelings of, well, you may be just lonely, or it could be sexual, and you feel that you're in love when you're not. You're confused. That can apply to some of you, not all of you. Whatever it means for you, number 2, you're going to have to make some choices about your love life during the next 6 months. That's pretty much a certain for quite a lot of you. And I think some of you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Comment below, please comment below, because it does help. It helps the channel, and I always answer all of my comments, always. At the moment, when they get into the tens of thousands, I may stop. But then I need you to subscribe to help me get the subscribers. So, subscribers. Let me tell you some positives before we do your lucky numbers and your oracle cards. There seems to be some money coming your way. Now, you may think, well, this is a romantic reading, and it is, but this money may be linked to romance. So maybe you're going to meet a millionaire. I'm only joking, of course, but you could be. Maybe you're going to meet someone with lots of money, but it seems to me that money is coming to you. And it seems to be a share of money, which can mean a win. So even more reason to stay with me for the lucky numbers, because you could be on a winner soon. A share of money comes your way, and with all of these readings, The message often is that you need to keep this money safely. Don't blow it or give it all away. Keep it. Keep it because you're going to need it. Sometimes when the universe put money your way unexpectedly, like a win or something, they have a reason for doing it. It's not that they want you to go and buy a new car or blow it or give it the kids or give it your parents. They're giving this money to you because you're going to need it. So if money comes your way during the next 6 months, sit on it, okay? Don't let it in one hand and out the other. Very important. Remember, you heard it here first, David Charles Psychic. Now then, you may have noticed the Empress card here. From the Major Arcana, you can see that lady looks pregnant. She may not be. She may be just loosely clothed. But this in a reading, depending on what comes with it, can mean pregnancy. So, are you pregnant, number 2? Are you planning to be? Would you like to be? Because if that's the case, the message is that it's a very, very good time for it. You may be just a mature person. It could be your daughter or your daughter-in-law, but there is a pregnancy coming up soon. I'm pretty much sure it will apply to nearly all of you, number 2. It's very strong. This reading also indicates that if you're linked to this card, which a lot of you are, you're going to feel spiritual and you're going to feel, what's the word, motherly when you fancy having a baby. Maternal, that's the word. You may feel maternal, and I couldn't think of that for a minute. So it's about motherhood. You may have children. If you do, it means that you're very good at it, being a mother and that sort of thing. It's your maternal instincts. So it's all about that kind of thing. It also means fertility and growth, expansion. So it's a lovely thing to have in there. And of course, you've seen possibly the Lover's card as well. And that's from the Major Arcana, and that indicates decision making around your love life. But no card means much on its own. It depends what's around it. And this card does indicate some tears, and I think they're unnecessary, and sometimes tears are symbolic. It means crying over spilt milk. They're not real tears at all. Expect some money. Expect to meet a person who is very, very talented. Is this your lover? It could be a girl or a chap. It could be a lady or a gent. Somebody around you coming soon, if not already with you, has almost a mystical quality. They could be into witchcraft, and if they're not, maybe they should be. They're clever, they're gifted, they're talented. They can do almost anything and be good at it. People envy them because they have this ability, almost the Midas touch. And you'll see the Major Arcana, again, the Magician card. That signifies a man or a lady who can do almost anything and be good at it. Is it you, number 2? Are you that way inclined? So the reading indicates spirituality, fertility, babies, money, lovers. What a fantastic reading. I mean, as I said, I'm struggling to see negatives. And this will apply to nearly all of you, number 2. Not all of you, but most of you. Now, it appears to me that as well as money coming your way, there seems to be general financial improvement as well. So things may be, although the lump sum of money is a separate thing, but even without that, I think your finances are going to improve during the 6 months ahead. This will be linked to your love life, because this reading is about love. But of course, I'll tell you everything that comes up. So expect a lump sum of money that you're going to keep, that you're not going to blow, or let it go too easily. Don't put it on the horses or the casino. Don't give it away or lose it. Put it somewhere safe. Sit on it. And then general financial improvement as well. The person around you that's quite gifted and special and spiritual may be your new lover, or he may be the lover you have now. So even that is wonderful. Stop ignoring things. Keep money when it comes. And if you're trying for a baby, expect good news soon. The patter of tiny feet is coming your way. And if it's not you, it could be that you're going to be a grandma or a granddad. Or it could be that your mum is having another one and you're going to have a sister or brother. Depends on your age, of course. So let's have a look at some oracle cards, and then we give you the magic lucky numbers, and they're going to be good for you. These oracle cards are shuffled once only before the 4 readings, so I don't know what's coming up. The object is to see if they back up what I've just told you, and they may not, but they usually do. The first one is an earth card. Someone laying on the floor taking a picture upwards through the trees. Fascinating. This card says time in nature will help you find the answer to your problems, or your problem. Time in nature. It's encouraging you to get out, even if it's freezing cold. Go for a walk if you can. Get outside. If you can get in nature, even better. Drive to the countryside or drive to the coast. But spend some time in nature. Go camping maybe. You'll know, because it will be triggering a few thoughts in your mind. But time in nature will help you. Time in nature will help you to come to the answer of a problem that you may have. So during the next 6 months, if a problem pops up that I haven't covered here, time in nature will help. Of course, you can have a full reading with me on the phone by booking me on davidcharlespsychic.com. And please subscribe if you haven't done so, because I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could be one of our family, our group of lovely people that subscribe. The second card for you is a fire card. Looks like a flower on fire. Fantastic special effects. This one says to you, there's news of an exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. That card comes out a lot. Use your ingenuity. So this person, signified by the magician, could be you, number 2. News of an exciting new endeavour is coming. This reading really is blowing my mind. It's so good. And I hope it applies to you, because, as I said, it won't all of you. But something exciting is coming. Use your ingenuity. Use your cleverness, your skills, your psychic gifts. And go with it, because it looks good. Your love life for the next 6 months. This one now is a fire card. The moon over the sea. Very low, isn't it? Got Photoshop written all over it, that one again. Still, it's very clever. This one says you're embarking on a new road that brings you to joy and abundance. So it's backing up what I've told you. The oracle cards so far are backing up everything I've told you. You're embarking on a road that brings you the joy and abundance. Abundance doesn't just mean money, abundance means love, passion, happiness, fulfillment of desires. Fantastic reading, number 2. One more air card this time. That looks like it's been taken again from an aircraft. We had one earlier like this, above the clouds. Never rains above the clouds. It's funny that, isn't it? It's always sunny. Commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. So commit to being who you want to be. Don't be led astray by others. Be yourself, it's saying to you, and the rest will follow. This really, number 2, is a fantastic reading, and I hope you'll comment below and let me know if it applies to you, and let me know if it all comes true for you, because it's important. Very important to me that you do that, and I'll be interested to know. Special thank you for watching if you're on your own, by the way, or you're lonely. I'm going to give you some lucky numbers now. You want to write them down? If not, you can pause the video or run it back. Now, I pulled these out earlier for you from my ingenuity. So these are your 6 lucky numbers. First one is 19, 27, 31, 35, 42 and 47. These numbers may ring bells. They could be old addresses you've lived at, work numbers, check numbers at work, someone's birthday numbers, maybe your lover's birthday is here. They may mean nothing, but they are important, trust me. I'll give you them again. 19, 27, 31, 35, 42 and 47. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, number 2. It's one of the best I've seen for a long time, and I don't say that very often. But thank you for watching, especially if you're alone. Please subscribe. Click the like button for me if you like it. What else can I say? Share me with your friends. And click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video every few days. Thank you so much. I'll tell you my motto before I go. My motto, number 2, is this. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one's for you, and it's called Your Love Life and You in 6 months' time, or You and Your Love Life. Where will you be in 6 months' time? This is a pick a card reading, a timeless reading, which means you can find it today or 10 years from today. It won't make any difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you've found this today, number 3, and you chose these cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere. There'll be a message in here for you somewhere, number 3. Special welcome to you if you're lonely or alone watching this. It means a lot to me that you watch these videos. I'll try and cheer you up if you're fed up and alone. But first of all, number 3, I'm going to tell you the negatives. Let's get all the negatives out of the way, and I'll tell you the good stuff, all the juicy surprises at the end. And at the end, we do some oracle cards for you, and you're going to get off me 6 magic lucky numbers. These lucky numbers have proved to be very successful for lotteries, little things like that, bingo, casino stuff. But don't over gamble. So I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers at the end, and I'm going to tell you all the negatives now, get them out of the way, and then we'll do the positives. So the negatives first indicate around you for the next 6 months, and this will be linked to your love life, by the way, some jealousy, somebody around you that could be jealous of the way you are with your partner or your love life. May not be yet, it may be to come, but you need to be aware of that. It comes up in lots of readings, lots of time, especially, it seems, for the girls. They seem to be a bit more prone to this than the chaps. I don't know why. I think men are more interested in football and sports. But if you encounter jealousy, it's because you're doing things that people are envious of, obviously, and you must be doing something right. So don't worry too much about it, but be aware that people, number 3, may not be all that they seem. I don't want you to be paranoid either. Don't think all your friends are dodgy, because they're not. But there may be 1 or 2 ahead of you that begrudge what you've got. They might quite fancy your partner. They might quite fancy your boyfriend or your girlfriend. But there's something about it that they don't like, and there could be a bit of naughtiness. And I believe, as with most of us, that you've had this in the past anyway, so you're used to it. It could be that you've got beauty and they're jealous of that. I can see in your eyes, number 3, that some of you have beauty, and some of you have beautiful eyes as well. But watch out for a bit of jealousy, a bit of backstabbing, a bit of naughtiness, and you may find also that you're dealing with paperwork during the next 6 months. Now, this paperwork can be legal documents, but it's definitely to do with love life. So it could be marriage certificates, that sort of thing. On the bad side, it could be divorce certificates, but you'll know about that, of course. That's a sort of, I don't think that's it, but it could be for some of you. You may be deciding to get divorces or something like that. But you're dealing with legal representatives and people, not legal all the time, but people in authority or officialdom. It could be the vicar who's going to join you together. It could be the local registrar or the registry office, whatever you have in your part of the world. But there are documents to sign for you. I'm not saying that's negative, it's not, but it could be for some of you. I believe that there are possibilities that you and your lover could lose each other. You could fall out. There is a possible loss in the reading. Now that can mean losing money, losing your purse or your handbag, depends where you live. Purse in America, I think. We call them handbags here. You could lose your wallet, your credit cards, your mobile phone. So these losses in all of these readings, I'm so glad you're watching, because they are avoidable. If you hadn't watched this reading, you could experience a loss, a severe one. So be careful. And don't invest in dodgy deals or buy things off strangers. Watch out for second-hand car dealers and that sort of thing. Do not lose things because you've been warned. By David Charles Psychic. And my name's David Charles, by the way, if you didn't know. Coming to you from beautiful North Devon in England, in the UK. And it's just gone 10 at night tonight, so it's dark out there. You can just about hear the sea in the distance. So watch out for officialdom. Watch out for that you don't lose something. And I'm running out of negatives now, so I'm going to tell you some positives. There may be a bit of jealousy around you, but I think you'll deal with that okay. Now, there's some interesting stuff in your love life. So there's 1 or 2 things here that could happen. Some will happen to some of you, and the other will happen to the other of you. So for some of you, you have already somebody who's taken a shine to you, or they will do soon. Somebody may fancy you from a distance. Number 3. You may have an admirer, or you may have an admirer that you're keeping secret and not telling anyone. You don't want maybe mum or dad to know, or maybe you don't want the kids to know if you're more mature. But there's a secret lover in this reading. Might be Doris Day. Was that Doris Day? Once I had a secret love. Are you holding a secret lover and keeping him or her a secret for some reason for the moment? If so, it's very exciting and very romantic, and I love that sort of thing, like so much from a romantic novel. But there is a secret love. It can be that you've got someone who's quite fancying you and not telling you, so that you don't know yourself yet. But somebody's attracted to you, number 3, and I think a lot of you are hiding it for some reason. Not very often I pick that kind of thing up. Sometimes you'll get this with different religions, when you meet someone of a different race or religion and you know the mum and dad are not going to approve of it. But it could be anything like that, but I think it will turn out good in the end. Well, I know it will. Now, some of you, number 3, have a spirit guide with you right now as we speak. And it's a female, and I think she's got you to watch this video. So I'm glad you stay with me. That's signified by the High Priestess from the Major Arcana. You can see her, beautiful lady. That's, to me, says different things on different days depending on what's with the cards, okay? It's not anything on its own usually. But to me, I believe, number 3, that you are in the company of a spirit right now. If you're in the car, they're with you. If you're lying on the beach, they're with you. I think it's a female that you lost maybe when you were younger, or someone that's passed away. Maybe even before you were born, but you have a spirit guide with you. You could be taking a bath. You could be reading a book. Or you could be, well, you could read the book, you're watching this, but you could be in the middle of reading a book, but somebody's with you. And they've got you to watch this video, so there's reason for that. Now then, on the other side of love, I said there were 2 messages from love for your love life. If the one I just mentioned didn't apply to you about the secret lover, then the other one may, because it appears to me that some of you, number 3, are friends with somebody, just friends, nothing else, you're just friends, but they want more than friendship. Maybe not yet, it may not have dawned on them yet, but it's going to. And they're going to look at you and think, I'm falling in love with her or him. And it will suddenly realise, and they will come to the realisation that they're more than friends and they want more than friendship from you. And you possibly will look at them in the same adoring way. Because I'm picking up here, number 3, that you have a friend who could very easily, if you let it, very easily turn into a lover, a really strong lover, a soulmate lover, and that's quite unusual. You don't see many soulmates in these readings. So as far as love life goes, for the next 6 months, you're either hiding a lover from somebody, or you've got a lover you don't know about, an admirer, or you're going to become closer to somebody who started off as just a mate, just a friend. This could apply to both things, of course. You could have a secret admirer who turns out to be a friend first and then a lover. But it's brilliant, and I think your spirit guides are watching out for this. It tells me, number 3, I believe a lot of you, not all of you, I believe a lot of you, your spirit guides are trying to fix you up. That's an awful word, but that's what it means. They're trying to sort you out a new lover. So, and I believe that's what they're going to do. And it's beautiful. I love it. So, let me tell you something else. I also believe that the spirit world are going to give you something nice, something you wanted for years. Could be a secret dream. Could be a Lamborghini or a Porsche. It could be a new house. It could be a place by the sea. But it usually means they're going to give you love and passion and fulfillment. And I believe that this reading is, as far as your love life goes, is very, very exciting, because it's almost like you're a teenager with a crush. When you're at school and you fall for the head boy or something, you'll be like that again. No matter how old you are, you might be 75. The same thing applies. You may be 18 or 19. You shouldn't be watching it if you're too young, by the way. Get me shot. But I believe your love life is really turning into something like Mills and Boon, I think they call these books, don't they? You may not get them in America, but you're turning into something very romantic, very special indeed. I'm so glad that you watched this reading. So far, we haven't finished yet. I'm going to do some oracle cards now and see if they back up what I've told you. But if you have a spirit guide with you, and I think you'll feel her there, please speak to your guides. Don't ignore them, because they can hear you. Although they can't always reply, they can hear you, and it's frustrating for them if you don't speak to them. So don't feel daft. Have a chat with your spirit guides, and they will, if they can't tell you the answers there and then, they will point you to readings like this, or they'll contact you in your dreams, and your dreams can be very, very revealing, especially if your dreams are repetitive. I always say this, but if you're having repetitive dreams, the same dream over and over again, it's your spirit guides trying to get messages through, and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it, and they will do that. So keep a pen and paper by the bed and write down your dreams, because you'll soon forget them when you wake up. So, oracle cards. Let's see what the oracle cards think. Got to use the glasses for these. These are only shuffled once before the 4 readings, so I don't know what's coming up. This one here, excuse me, is a fire card. Oh, it's got a picture of a fire on it. That's handy, isn't it? Right. This reading says, surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Well, that comes up in lots of readings anyway. It's saying to you, number 3, to avoid negatives. I think it came up for number 2, similar as well. Don't mix with negative people. They will bring your moods down, and they'll make you as negative as them. You can't always avoid it. You may work with these people, but if you can avoid negatives, please do so. If you're mixing with a gang and they're negative, that may be where the jealousy is coming from. It could be where the backstabbing is coming from. So the oracle cards are with me on this. They're backing up what I've told you. Once again, surround yourself with positive people and positive situations, and avoid negativity. So if you have negative friends, avoid them. If you have negative habits, get rid of them. Make sure you're eating okay, getting the right vitamins and proteins, not smoking cigarettes. They're saying to me, it's not me saying this, it's you, your messages from Spirit, remove negatives. If you're drinking too much or anything like that, and don't gamble too much, because the lucky numbers I'm going to give you don't mean you've got to keep gambling. You've got to gamble safely or you'll get me shot, okay? Let's try the second one. A fire card. Oh, that's beautiful. A butterfly on some clover. Maybe it's a 4-leaf clover. Right. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love that you give to others. That tells me, number 3, that you're not loving yourself the way you should. It may be that you're on a bit of a downer on yourself and thinking to yourself that you're not worthy of love. And you are, and you must love yourself. And I often say in these readings, if you don't love yourself, how can anyone else love you? You must look in the mirror, number 3, and see someone you love, genuinely. You're a special person. You were brought to this earth for a reason. We all were. So love yourself. Don't be down on yourself, ever. You heard it here first. I'll come and tell you off otherwise. You must love yourself, number 3. It's important. So give yourself some of the love you give to everyone else. That's what it's saying, because you're a very loving, kind person. Not patronising you, that's what's in the reading. Let's try another one. You've got 4 of these. I do 4 of these. This is an earth card. Strange looking card. Looks like some kind of canyon or cave full of water. Anyway, drop your mask and trust that what happens will help you move forward. This is, again, when you don't love yourself, you wear a mask, not a real one. You put on a brave face. Drop the mask, be yourself, and move forward. That's what it's saying, because this really is, number 3, a positive reading. Drop your mask and trust what will happen, and it will help you to move forward, okay? It's time for you to move forward and enjoy what's predicted here, because it looks good. I'll repeat it again, it won't apply to all of you. This is only guidance, but it will definitely apply to some of you, and some of it will apply to all of you. One more card, and then we do your magic lucky numbers. This is a fire card again. Who would set fire to a rose? Just in the name of art. Clever though. This card is saying, see the light within yourself and everybody else will. And again, this is backing up what I said. Love yourself. See the light within yourself. The light and the passion burning inside you. See it, feel it, love it, express yourself, love yourself, number 3. It means an awful lot. It means a lot to me that you do as well. It means a lot to me that these readings help you. They're here. I'm here to help you. So please subscribe to my channel and share me with your friends, and click like if you like it before I do these lucky numbers. I'll tell you this as I'll forget otherwise. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Comment below. If you want to comment to me privately, go to my website davidcharlespsychic.com. You can email me privately there. I answer all my messages. And you can book a reading with me there from anywhere in the world on the phone. And if I'm not free, one of my team will help you, and I only employ the best, so my team are good, or they don't get in my team. Now I'm going to give some magic lucky numbers. These I selected earlier for you, number 3, so you want to write them down. If not, you can pause the video or come back to it. And the lucky numbers for you, and there's 6 of them, for lotteries and that sort of thing. Number 3, 17, 28, 30, 46 and 48. I'll give you those again. You may recognise these. They could be birthdays. They could be old numbers you lived at, house numbers, check numbers from your working place. They could be your lucky numbers anyway. But they will be important, and they can help you change big time. They can bring you luck. They're called lucky numbers. 3, 17, 28, 30, 46 and 48. Write them down or come back to the video. Use them if you're going to do some lottery tickets, but please do not gamble more than you normally do. It's so important. Don't get hooked on that. And this reading looks promising, so I hope they help you. So thank you so much for watching me. Please share me with your friends. And what else did I say? Subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You can join our lovely family of subscribers from all over the world. It's important. Please comment below. Tell me if this resonates with you. If you want to ask me questions, ask them below. And I'll give you my motto before I go, number 3. And my motto is this. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 4, this one's for you. Thank you for sticking with me. And this is a pick a card reading, as you know, I believe. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today or 10 years from today. Makes no difference. Your spirit guides will help you to find this reading when they want you to find it. So if you found this reading now, number 4, and you chose this pack of cards, this stack, there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with all of you, but some of it will resonate with most of you. At the end, I'm going to do oracle cards, and then I'm going to use 6 magic numbers, 6 lucky numbers you can use on lotteries and all sorts of things, and they are very special. So I'm going to tell you the bad things first. The negatives first. We'll get them out of the way, then we do the positives and all the lovely surprises at the end. Then the oracle, then the lucky numbers. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium from North Devon in beautiful England in the UK. Thank you for joining me, especially those of you who are alone or lonely. Let's get on with it. The negatives first. I think you've got an imbalanced yin and yang number 4. This means that your energies are out of balance, or they may be during the coming 6 months. This will affect your love life, because this reading is about love and romance for the next 6 months, especially how it will end up in 6 months' time. This means that, to me, that you're trying to please all of the people all of the time, and you can't do it. So, if somebody wants you in one place, and they phone up and they want you, and you say, yeah, I'll help you, and someone else rings, you can't be in 2 places at once. You can't do 2 jobs at once when you're working, and if your boss wants you to do that, he may be putting unnecessary, he or she could be putting stress upon you that you don't need. But it's in the reading. But when it comes to love life, it can also mean, of course, that you're dividing your attention between 2 lovers, or even more, sometimes more than that. And it's making you feel torn. I'm not saying that applies to all of you, number 3, 4, but it will apply to some of you. You can be torn between 2 lovers. If your yin and yang's out of balance, it's caused by stress. And if you have stress, stress causes a yin and yang imbalance. So you end up with a vicious cycle. But it's not a negative reading. I think your stress levels will go down, especially those of you with a child or children, even though they may be grown up. But children will bring your levels of stress down, which is unusual because they always bring mine up. But I'm only joking. But children around you, whether it's your own children or you're looking after your children's children, your grandchildren, anything to do with children will bring your levels of stress down, number 4, which is good. And that applies, of course, if you're pregnant as well. So I'm struggling to see negatives. I always tell you the negatives first. There aren't many. Sort your stress levels out. Sort out the yin and yang. Yin and yang is often mentioned by acupuncturists and people like that. And they're the energies that flow through us, positive and negative energies, like when you put a plug on an electrical appliance. If these energies are out of balance, you can feel that you're being pulled all over the place and you're spreading yourself too thinly, and you mustn't do it. Now then, let's tell you positives, because I can't see any negatives here, which has really made my day, because I hate telling people negatives. Most of you, number 4, are psychic. And a lot of you are really psychic. Some of you may even do this for your work, this kind of thing. And I think if you are, you're on the right track. But I believe at the moment you're heading for a psychic high. I've done 4 readings now. It's the first one that's come across like this. Number 4, you are heading for a psychic high during the 6 months coming up. So if you're working in the psychic profession, things will pick up for you. And you enjoy helping people, which is what it's all about. It's not a materialistic thing for you. Like these readings, they're all free. But you are enjoying helping people, and your psychic side will be on a high. Now, if you don't work in this profession, and a lot of you won't, of course, it means that you can trust your feelings inside, especially when it comes to romance, number 4, because this is a romance reading. And if you have to make decisions about your romance, for instance, what I've already mentioned, you may be torn between 2 or more lovers, you'll need to trust the feelings inside. Don't listen to mother-in-law or the girl at work or your friend down the pub. Go and listen, or go with your inner feelings. Listen to your inner feelings to make decisions about romance. It's very important, because as always, the decisions you make romantically during the coming 6 months will be very, very important, and they could shape your life for years and years to come. In fact, they could shape the whole of the rest of your life. So decision making for you will be important. Some of you, I keep emphasizing, not all of you. Just take in what resonates and ignore what doesn't, and put comments below if it does for me. Down there somewhere. Right, so your stress levels are going to go down. Your psychic side is building up, and I'm told, I suppose it could be negative, but you're thinking about giving something up. And it's normally to do with the title of the reading. And the title of the reading is Your Love Life in 6 months' time, or during the next 6 months. You're thinking about giving something up. Now that can mean, of course, giving up your lover. And as I just said, if you're thinking about that, think very carefully about it. Don't do anything in haste, because you can't always go back. And when you do go back, it's never the same. So if you're thinking about giving up your lover, don't do it in haste, because there's nothing here telling you that you should. It may be just something you're considering. But you may be thinking about giving up smoking, or giving up eating meat, or something like that. You may be thinking about doing something totally different, about giving something up. You may be thinking about giving up your job and moving to something more suitable, less stressed, less of a strain on your yin and yang. You could be thinking about giving up anything. It doesn't mean that you'll do it. It means you're considering it, because you believe that it takes pressure off you. So, think it over first. Now, there are some important special things here. You've got a girlfriend, I think she's a girlfriend, that's quite successful. Now, I could be picking up you, number 4, if you're a lady. Are you quite successful, smart, intelligent, very feminine, very into having a nice cozy home, nice surroundings. Of course, if you're a man, it would be the same thing will apply. This may describe you. You're successful, a little bit materialistic, but not in a greedy way. You like nice things, nothing wrong with that. And I think you're smart. A lot of you are very into traditional things. You're traditionally not always too keen on changes. You have to be, because we all have to, but I think you like things as they were some years ago. You like to look back at memories and pictures on memories on Facebook maybe. I think a lot of you would like the world to be how it was 20 years ago, or even more in some of your cases. But I believe that if you are this person, or this person is your lover, he or she is successful, a little bit materialistic, clever, self-sufficient, they don't need anybody else. They may have somebody, but they don't need anybody. This person could survive quite well on their own, thank you very much. That's how they feel about things. If this is you, then you're a very special person. Well, you are anyway, but you've got special gifts. If it's your friend, then she, if it's a lady, is someone you can trust, but they want to see you succeed as well. This is not a woman that's jealous or nasty. She wants you to succeed the way she did. Or he, of course, as I said, it could be a chap if you're a man. This person will be very important to you. I'm just looking into your eyes, number 4, and I think some of you know who I mean. I think some of you know what this means. Not all of you, as I said. But this, of course, may not have happened yet. We're looking 6 months ahead. So watch out for this person if you haven't already met her or him. Look out for your psychic side. It's on a high. And it's a really wonderful thing to have, because you get this, I always say, about twice a year. So at some point during this 6 months, you're heading for a psychic high. And I think a lot of you are already on it as you're watching this today. Now then, you're going to be in touch with someone from the past. This could be someone who you loved a year ago or 20 years ago. Depends how old you are, of course. This is very, very romantic. It's special. It's charming, but as I said in one of the earlier readings, it's not really advisable to go backwards. You can be friends. You can be friends and be close and give each other gifts and have a cuddle and be friendly, but going back is not usually a good idea in these readings, because as I said earlier, I think it was number 2, you'll go back to the old problems. And say you went back and moved in with each other, for instance, then the discussion would be about what have you been doing while we were apart? Did you have more boyfriends or girlfriends? You're going back to problems, and they're going to be even worse than they were when you left each other for whatever the reason was back then. So usually going backwards isn't good. But of course, if there are children involved and you want to go back because of custody matters and being for the benefit of the children, then you should do it. But you'll need, as I said, to make decisions during the coming 6 months, and they will be important, and this could be one of them. Somebody from the past is going to be in touch, if they're not already. I think it's charming, it's lovely, it's sentimental, it's romantic, but it may not be what the spirit world want for you, but you'll know by the feelings you have inside. So, let me tell you the main good points here. The spirit world are telling me to say to you, number 4, that you're going to be rich. Now, this comes up so often in readings. Richness doesn't usually mean cash, money, all that sort of thing. It can sometimes, especially with the unlucky numbers I'm going to give you, but richness is normally within you, in your heart. So the question is, number 4, what would make you feel rich? Is it a new car? Is it children? Is it happiness for your children? Is it a new lover? Whatever it is, it's coming to you. That's what the reading suggests. It's not like to be a new car or anything like that. It normally means richness inside your heart. So think about what would make you feel rich, and I believe it's coming for you. So let it in. Let's say go with the flow. Get your yin and yang sorted out. Drop the stress. If you're thinking about giving up your job, and it's the right thing to do, do it. But if it's not, please don't do it. Don't do anything rash. Don't give up anything without careful consideration, especially if it's to do with earning your living, and especially if it's a lover. You must be careful. The cards spirit world, your spirit guides, your psychic ability all point to richness coming. So if things are a bit crap at the moment, they're going to improve. They're going to improve. And I think in 6 months' time, you'll see the difference. But I hope you'll watch my readings. I release them every few days. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, because I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. And you can join our lovely family, our community, and they're really special people. And comment below. I'm going to give you some lucky numbers in a minute. But share me with your friends. Give me a thumbs up, a like if you would. And click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to do some oracle cards for you now, and then your lucky numbers. These oracle cards are only shuffled once before all of the 4 readings, so I don't know what's coming now. We do 4 of these, then your lucky numbers, and they're special. The first oracle card is a fire card, as signified by thousands of candles there floating on water. Must have took some patience to light all them. When I light them, they always go out. Anyway, see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. This is about your psychic side, as depicted by the star card from the Major Arcana. You may know what this card means, of course. This card, I'll repeat it. See the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. It's pointing to the fact that you're going through a spiritual time. You may be developing spiritually in a way that you never dreamed possible, number 4. You will know what this means if it applies to you. If it doesn't, then it's not for you. But if you know what it means, please comment below, because it's very special and it's very rare to see this in a reading. Very rare, and I'm so pleased with it. Your second oracle card is a water card. Look at that, fantastic. Long exposure photography. This card says in white, it would be in white, your prayers are manifesting, remain positive and follow your guidance. That's this reading. Your prayers are manifesting, remain positive and follow your guidance. Your guidance from this reading, from the spirit world that are guiding me to speak to you, and from your own psychic ability that I keep rambling on about. It's important. Follow it, trust it, because good things are coming, number 4. There are bits of negativity, but very few, as I've said. That's the third one now, fire card again. I'm glad I'm not there. It looks like the desert somewhere. But we're safe and warm. Let's have a look. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. It's exactly pointing to what I've told you. And embrace the new stuff that's coming. Let go of the past. So if you're thinking of letting something go, as I keep on about, the oracle cards are saying let it go. But be careful, I'll warn you again. Don't release anything that you regret later. Don't change anything or give things up that you'll regret later. But if you do, it says let go of the past. Enhance the light and joy of the new day. I think it looks to me as though you're on the side of packing up something. And you'll know what that is, of course, number 4. I'll be thinking about you. Last oracle card, an earth card. A tunnel of trees. How charming. A light at the end of the tunnel. The solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. So, you may need to forgive someone, but quite often that message means that you need to forgive yourself. You may have done something that you feel guilty about or bad about, and you mustn't do that. You need to forgive yourself. If you've done something bad, you wouldn't have done it on purpose, number 4. That's not the way you are. It's not the way many people are. So forgiveness may be the key. If you've got a lover that's done something naughty to you, you may need to forgive him or her and give it another go. It keeps saying to me, this reading, don't give up things, don't do anything rash. Although this card says move forward, you must think it over first. I know that you know what I mean. If it applies to you. If it doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. You can always have a reading with me on the phone by going to my website, David Charles Psychic, and you can book me on there. And if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will work for you, and I only employ the very best. So my team are the elite. Otherwise, they don't get in my team. So let's give you some lucky numbers. You may want to get a pen or pause the video and go back to them. You can go back to them, so you don't need to write them down really. There's 6 lucky numbers for you here. Number 4, these could be used in lotteries, casinos, that sort of thing, and I'll give you them now. The first one is number 4. This is weird how I picked numbers that run concurrently. Is that the right word? Number 4, number 12, 14, 15, 16 and 25. I'll give them you again. These numbers, by the way, may resonate. They may be birthdays that you know, old addresses you've lived at, the day you got married, the day you got divorced. These numbers may have meanings to you. Your lover's birthday, perhaps. I'll give them you again. 4, 12, 14, 15 and 16 and 25. These numbers can be used for all kinds of things, but I'll repeat, do not gamble excessively. Just do what you normally do or you'll get me into trouble. And let me know when you have a big win. I'll be very interested to know. Please comment below. Please tell your friends about me on Facebook and all that lot, and give me a like, subscribe if you would, and if you want to comment below, I'll answer all my comments all the time. It's been so lovely talking to you, especially if you're alone. It means an awful lot to me that you bother to watch my videos. And I'll give you my motto before I go, number 4. My motto is this: think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.